Hey Impact! Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm Casey and this is Nick. You may recognize us. I am an 11th grade girls leader at Impact and he is a 9th grade guys leader. And we are going to be continuing our little purpose mini-series, if you call it, tonight. And Nick has had a very unique experience go on in this past, I would say, month and a half. And he could give some really good insight on purpose and kind of how he's been able to deal with the changes that we've all been going through over this past coronacation, if you would call it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna start it off like this. I was gonna share this on my personal Instagram, but it seems to be lining up with Casey's little purpose thing she has going on for Impact. So I thought it would be a good idea to share it with you guys and just show you guys what I've been going through lately. So yeah. Here we go. So before we start that, I just want to go ahead and say this is my first time doing something like this. So just bear with us. It might be a little cringe at some parts, but just hope some of you guys can get something out of this and apply it to your life.
So you were gonna go on a big trip this past month, but obviously that's not happening anymore. So why don't you explain kind of what that was and what led up to that opportunity?
Okay, so it all starts. A lot of you guys know that the past year, I went to Portugal to play soccer, and when I was in Portugal, I got this offer to play in Sweden. So I couldn't go to Sweden because it just wasn't working out at that time. Things were crazy at that time. I didn't know what to do, so I told myself if that Portugal trip didn't work out, then I was gonna take a semester of school and see how that would go. And it didn't really go too well because with my schedule and stuff, it just wasn't working out. I couldn't really get a job because I was taking morning classes, and yeah, it was just a mess. So
then after school, and you decided that you were going to go back to work.
Yeah, after school, I told myself I was gonna finish the semester and just try to find a job and see where I go from there. And at that time, when I was going through that, getting out of school, the Sweden coach, he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, you still want to come over here?" And I was like, at the time I was working because I just stopped going to school. I was working so I could do it this time. So we were just keeping constant contact with each other, and yeah, we ended up making this deal where I was going to go over there in April, and yeah.
Yeah. So you were supposed to go the beginning of April, and that was kind of crazy time because that's what I guess when the coronavirus stuff started to pick up and things were getting shut down, and you were kind of feeling this, I don't know, this shakiness, like you didn't really know what to do, if you were still gonna go, if you weren't gonna go, what's up with your flights and everything like that. So what were your feelings during those moments about just like where everything seemed to be going and about the plans that you had made?
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, I was preparing so much for it, and that's the only thing I was looking forward to at that time. And I thought I was going to do this thing, go to Sweden, live my dreams, play soccer, just do nothing but play soccer constantly. And I was prepared for it. I was ready to go. And then my flight got canceled because Corona. And yeah.
So when you found out your flight was canceled, how did that make you feel?
It made me feel confused. Like, I felt like this was my purpose that I had to go do and follow my dreams, and it was
yeah. So thinking about all that and us knowing that God does have a purpose for all of us, but it's in His timing. Exactly. And that's kind of confusing for us because we may not understand what He's doing. Like, you had these plans and you were preparing for these plans and you thought like, yeah, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But then God had maybe something bigger going on in the background. And that's disappointing for us. And I mean, we're human. So what were your feelings towards God during this time?
At this time, I believe this time, my feelings were the same with God. Before, as a new Christian, I guess you could say, you think becoming a Christian, God is always going to be on your side, and that's what you have coming into Christianity, I guess, as a new Christian.
Yeah, like you meaning like things are always going to work out for you. You're going to always get what you want.
And as you grow and mature, you find out that that's not how it actually works. You gotta just accept his purpose with your life and just kind of just go with the flow with what he's working with up there. And like,
because I mean, he knows all, so we just gotta trust it, even though that's hard for us.
And I struggled with that in the beginning. Like you think, oh man, I'm with God now. Oh, he's gonna make my life perfect, but that's just not how it works. And you gotta go through things to figure out that's not how it is.
Yeah. And so, did you ever find, maybe recently, like after you've kind of settled with all of this change of plans, like have you found comfort at all, or maybe some sort of peace with knowing that maybe something bigger is coming along down the road?
That's exactly how I feel, because like I said, the school thing, like I was kind of going through a rough time at the time. I just kind of felt like I lost my purpose. School really isn't my thing, and I was just like kind of going through it. Not meaning to get deep or anything, but yeah. And I felt like God got me out of that for a reason. He was like, oh yeah, here Nick, here's this opportunity to go to Sweden and live your dream. And then it got taken away. Not taken away, but like, Corona messed things up.
God has something else going on.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. He knows.
And that's really hard for us to kind of accept those change of plans so easily, and it's hard for us not to be frustrated and impatient with all that. And so we do just have to take a step back, take a breath, and be like, you know what, God, I know you got me. I know that I'm going to trust you, and I'm just going to take your lead on things. And
it's all about trust.
We're going to roll with it, And so how have you been staying motivated and positive even through all of this change, like this ginormous change and redirection?
Well, it's April what now?
20 something.
It's April. I'm supposed to be in Sweden right now, and I was supposed to be in Sweden right now, but obviously I'm not there. So how I'm dealing with it is just working, staying fit, just ready for any opportunity to come along. I know God has something planned for me, and I just gotta stay motivated. And once all this stuff is over, I'm sure something will come up that will lead me where I need to be in life.
Yeah, He's got it. God's got it. So we actually have some steps and some tools that will hopefully help you stay on track towards working towards your purpose. And we've found that this works for us in our own lives, so we just wanted to share that with y'all. The first one is positive self-talk. Like, have you ever been around somebody that's just so negative and you just feel emotionally drained because they're always just complaining and they're like, oh, my life sucks and everything? And that's okay. Like, they might be going through it, so that's fine. But we need to remember to focus on positive things and keeping ourselves up, keeping ourselves going. And so instead of saying like, oh my gosh, there's no way this is gonna work, what if you said like, okay, maybe I'm gonna try and make this work, like, and also I've never done this before, like this is scary, this is new, like, oh my gosh. No, like, why don't you try to think about it as this is an opportunity to learn something new. Like, this is a new adventure I'm gonna go on. Like, the first time that when you were going to Portugal and you were scared because you were going by yourself, I remember you were so scared. You're like, I don't want to go. Like, I don't know if I want to go. I'm scared. This is a whole other country. I've never been out of the country before. But you saw it as an adventure and an opportunity. And you ended up having the best time ever, right? Another one that we thought was something that we should bring up is oftentimes when you're going in the right direction, you're doing great things, is when you're going to get the most pushback from the devil. And because he sees that you're doing something good. God's pushing you. He is motivating you. You're getting stuff done, and then he's just gonna try to throw you off a little bit. But just stay strong. Keep grinding. Okay. Trust God. He's got your back. Okay. We don't need to be scared. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to keep focusing on trying to reach our purpose. So I feel like another thing that could help is finding the people that support you and hold them close. Like,
helps a lot.
Like, how do you feel like with your experience, like your support system? How valuable was that in this experience?
My support with me going over there, like to Sweden?
Yeah, like, and after too, dealing with the disappointment.
Oh, well, I just feel like since we're all home isolated, it's kind of something like God did it. This is what I think. God did it so I can have a little more time with my family and just stay with them and just, I don't know, just be with them, be with Casey and her family. I don't know.
Stay connected.
Maybe
Maybe deepen
it just wasn't the right time. You know?
Yeah. God's timing.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. And the last thing that we think would be really valuable is just don't be afraid to fail, okay? As Michael Scott once requoted, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Was it Michael Scott?
I don't know. Grace, my brother would know.
Someone said that.
So see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, okay guys? Because failure is a stepping stone to greatness, and I know that's super corny, but it's super true.
Yes,
Am I right?
You're
Am I
very
right?
not left.
So we have a Bible verse for y'all that we've kind of held dear to us a little bit during this crazy times, and that's Psalm 33:11, and it says, "The plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations." So we just need to remember that the God that can move mountains is also here with us in the valley. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to speak to our students and whoever else is listening out there. And just please help us remember that it's in your timing and not ours, and help us to remember that you have a great purpose for us, and you only want the best for us, and you want to see us excel, and you never want to break us down. And just help us stay strong and encouraged during these times, because you have amazing things for every single person that's watching this, every single person that's not watching this, and we just want to thank you for blessing us with that and the opportunities that you do in our lives. And just help us to be there for our families and for everyone else that may be struggling with things that we may not know about. But thank you so much for all the blessings you've given us, and help us through this crazy corona time. Amen.
Anyways, if anyone wants to DM me personally for anything, questions, because I know we didn't get to talk much about my experience, but if you were going through it, you didn't necessarily have to be going through it, but if you just want to talk and DM me, I'm here for more. Yeah, like and subscribe, swipe up.
We love you guys.
See you